and the reason I use it because it is completely free. I have a saying, if it's free, it's for me. Like, I hate spending money. No matter how much money I make, I just don't want to spend it. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the camera equipment I use and also the editing software as well. This question comes from Ryan Thompson, so I'll just read off the question then we'll get straight into the video. So he said that he's been following the channel for a while and he just wanted a quick video on the gear I use to make videos, especially the car review videos, so the camera, editing software, microphone, all that kind of stuff. So with all that being said, let's get into it. And again, thank you Ryan Thompson for submitting this question. If you want your questions answered in one of these videos, put it in the comment section down below, email me or message me on Instagram, and yeah, let's get into it. Now let's start things off with the technical equipment. And the first thing that I used on the channel when I first started making videos was this little guy right here. This is a GoPro Hero 5 Black Series, and you guys can see that, I mean, it's held up pretty well. I got this at the end of 2017. Roughly, and I mean there's not any cracks in it or anything like this. Actually, the thing is funny is this is my oldest GoPro and it is the one that's in the best condition. But when I originally started the channel, I used this for everything. I didn't have a microphone or anything like that. I would just film and record the audio, everything on this little GoPro. It does a really good job. They're super durable. The video quality is pretty good. The one thing that's a downside about these though is just the audio quality, especially outside. If you have any sort of wind, I mean, it's just absolutely atrocious. So I would definitely take that into consideration. Now, the newer ones that I have, I've got two of them actually over here, are these GoPro Hero 8 Black Series, and hopefully this will pick up on camera so you guys can see. So you can see this one's bubbled. This one fell in the exhaust of the Raptor when I did an exhaust clip on it. So what happened is it was in the middle of summer and it was hot enough outside that the plastic was already kind of melted slightly where it was just a little bit more flexible. And then the Raptor exhaust heat went up and then it melted the plastic even more, so the GoPro just sunk right into the exhaust, and well, you guys can see what happened, but it still works perfectly fine. This is the GoPro I use for all of my point of view shots, so that's why it has this little head strap thing on it, is I literally just strap it onto my head, and then that's how I get the point of view shots from the interior of the car. And I don't use any sort of microphone on this because it's close enough to my mouth that usually the audio quality is good enough. But yeah, this is the one that I use for most of the stuff. This is the other Hero 8 Black Series, and this one I used to use a lot more often until it fell off the side of a car. I was reviewing a Kia. I think this was probably the beginning of 2020, roughly. I was reviewing a Kia and I had it strapped to the side, or not strapped, I had the suction cup mount. I had it on the side of the car. I was going about 50 miles an hour and it just flew off the car, and I don't know if it'll pick up on camera very well, but you guys can see it kind of is very loosely held in. There's a ton of like dust and everything around the camera area because I still use this GoPro. It still works. I guess that just goes to show how durable these GoPros are. And then you guys can see the backside. The backside actually was fine when it fell off the car. This actually happened recently when I was off-roading with the TRX. A bunch of rocks came up and hit the screen because I had it on the back of the truck, and so you imagine all the debris is gonna hit that way. But yeah, I pretty much just used this GoPro and then my old one. These ones are all the exterior shots you guys see with the off-roading videos. I just put these on the sides of the trucks or SUVs, whatever I'm taking off-road. Other than that, I don't use these whatsoever. These are only for exterior off-road shots, and I mean, they've taken quite a bit of a beating. I mean, you can see also they're super dirty, and everything still works completely fine with both of those cameras. And so I guess what I have to say is GoPros are great for recording video pretty much in every single circumstance. They're super durable. You can really beat them up. I've obviously beat the crap out of mine and they still work perfectly fine. Audio quality is not usually the best on GoPros, so I'd recommend getting a microphone, or if you have it close enough to your face, like doing point of view videos like what I do, usually the microphone can pick it, or yeah, the microphone can pick it up well enough that you don't really need any sort of external mic. And the next camera I use, well, I'm filming with it, but I have a second one because this one, well, both of them are actually broken in the same way, is the Canon, and I'll get into that, is the Canon EOS M50. So here's kind of a look at the camera and all that kind of stuff. I really love this camera because it's really small, it's really lightweight as well, and so it's easy to like flip the camera around, all that kind of stuff when I'm filming videos. And when I'm filming all day, every day, it's definitely nice to have a lightweight camera so that my shoulder and arm don't get just crazy tired. I have friends that have heavier cameras, and after like 2 minutes worth of filming, you just want to set the camera down because it's just so cumbersome. So yeah, definitely love this camera because the size recording is pretty good. You actually can shoot in 4K on this and the GoPros. I just don't shoot in 4K because most people watch YouTube on their phones, and so 1080p is more than enough in terms of the video quality if people are going to be watching stuff on their phones. But yeah, great little camera. The only downside about this is it's very easily blows its speakers if you attach an external mic to it, and both of my cameras have that same issue. And really all that does is when you record videos, you can't listen to the videos from the camera. You have to put them onto a computer for you to be able to hear the audio from the videos, and it's been both of them. Like this one, that's why I originally stopped using it, is because the speaker stopped working, so I couldn't listen to the clips that I had just filmed. And the new one that I'm filming on, same thing happened. It seems like these cameras just don't like external mics with their speaker systems, and so it just blows every single time. That's the only downside of this camera. Other than that, I mean, it films pretty good. It's great. It's small, handheld, all that kind of stuff. And then the next thing is little external mics. So the one external mic I'm filming with right now, that's the Rode Video Mic Go. This is the smaller version. This is the second one I had. The first one my dog ate, and you can imagine why a dog would eat something like this. It looks like a little squirrel tail. But it's just a small external mic with a dead cat, and then the Video Mic Go, the Rode Video Mic Go is a little bit bigger, and I still have a dead cat on that one as well to try to minimize wind noise. These aren't perfect, so you still can sometimes hear a little bit of wind noise, but they do a pretty good job. And this is what I use on the camera for most of the filming, is actually the smaller one and not the Video Mic Go. The reason being, this one never picks up any sort of static sound or anything like that. Like the audio on this is always good if the microphone is close to you. It's like perfect audio pretty much. But if the microphone is farther away from you with this microphone, it picks up way too much stuff all around you and just doesn't do a good job. But because it doesn't pick up the weird static sounds, that's why I end up using it more, because with the Video Mic Go, you guys have probably noticed in some videos with my reviews, there's like this weird static throughout the entire video, and it's just because that microphone must be too sensitive or something, but it picks up way too much stuff other than just the audio you're trying to record, so it definitely does get in the way, and so that's why I end up, this one's less expensive, but I end up using it more. And the other thing I have to do with this microphone is you have to have it pointed towards you whenever you speak. So this is the front end of the microphone. If I have, so like if I'm filming with the camera forward, I have to have the microphone mounted on the camera backwards so that the microphone's facing towards my mouth. Otherwise, it doesn't pick up the audio whatsoever. Like it's pretty bad. And that's a good benefit to the Rode Video Mic Go, is you can have the microphone faced away from you and it'll still pick up your voice. And so what I have to do with this microphone when I film with it is I just have to take it off the camera and flip it backwards and forwards, depending on if I'm doing a shot of my face or if I'm doing a shot of something away from me. But that's pretty much all of the stuff that I use for the channel equipment wise. And again, the main stuff that I use is just the Canon EOS M50 for my walk around portion of the videos. That's what I use to do the walk around with an external mic on it. And then the point of view driving, I just put the GoPro on my head and then no microphone, and that works well. And then when I do my off-roading videos, I use the other two GoPros on the side of the vehicle to get the wheel shots and everything. And yeah, basically, if it's going to be a shot where someone's holding the camera, it's going to be the Canon EOS M50. If it's going to be a shot where it's either on my head or on a vehicle, it's going to be a GoPro. Now, in terms of the editing software that I use, it is called Hitfilm Express, and the reason I use it is because it is completely free. I have a saying, if it's free, it's for me. Like, I hate spending money. No matter how much money I make, I just don't want to spend it, and that's one of the biggest reasons why I use Hitfilm. The other reason why I use Hitfilm is because I don't have complex editing in my videos. You guys have seen my videos. There's no music, there's no special effects, there's nothing fancy. All it is just a series of clips that have been put together. And so I don't need a super expensive fancy video editor to do that. When I'm actually editing my videos, all I have to do is I just take all the individual clips I filmed, and they're already filmed. So when I actually film a video, I film all the clips in a row. If I make a mistake, I delete the clip and I refilm that portion, so that when I'm editing, all I have to do is take the beginning and end of every single clip, cut it off, because there's a little bit of a dead zone where there's no audio. So I cut those off, and then I literally just merge all of the clips together into the review video that you guys end up watching, and that's it. It probably takes me only about, depending on how long the review is, it probably only takes me about like 10 to 15 minutes, sometimes even less, to edit the review, which if you do editing for a living, then you can understand that's really quick. And so between the fact that I don't have complex editing and I don't like spending money is the reason why I use Hitfilm. The downsides to Hitfilm is it crashes all the time, and it's not just like the fact that I mean I have a cheap computer, but I have a friend that has like a really like beefed up laptop that can, not laptop, it's actually a desktop computer. It can handle pretty much everything, and he says he has the same issue with Hitfilm, and he actually stopped using it and purchased an editing program because he got sick of it. What I do is I save after every single step when I am editing, and so then if the program crashes, I don't lose any of my work. But yeah, it seems like that's kind of like just something with that program, is it just crashes all the time, which is kind of annoying. Other than that though, I mean, it gets the job done obviously, and it doesn't cost me any money, so that's why I use it. That's going to sum things up for today's video in terms of the equipment I use, and then also the editing software as well. And I guess I should mention quickly for this video, the only thing that I added to actually film for this channel, obviously other than the little set piece here to the side, is I do have a ring light, and you guys can probably already tell it because you can see the little rings in my eyes. So it's just a ring light on a tripod, but that was just for this channel because I can't guarantee that there's going to be good lighting when I film outside or anything like that at my house. And so I bought this so that I could always have, I mean, this isn't the best lighting, but so that I could always have relatively good lighting so there's consistency across the videos. But as always, if you feel like my videos are of intrinsic value to you, I'd really appreciate it if you'd support the channel on Patreon. I have a link to that in the description below. If you're stopping for the first time, please subscribe, and I'll see all of you in the next video.